pregame coverage starting at 8:15 for a scheduled 8:30 tip as the Texas Longhorns take on the UCLA Bruins for the chance to play for the national championship in women's basketball on Sunday. Craig Way is out there in Phoenix, and we'll visit with him at 4 o'clock and touch base as to what the team has been up to today, get some of his thoughts on the pregame sound bites that both coaches provided in the media availabilities yesterday. We got to hear from Longhorn players as well as those on the UCLA side, and Craig will share some of his observations from that with us at 4 o'clock here today. We've also got some men's Final Four discussion coming for you. The games in Indianapolis tip off on Saturday. Those coaches talk to the media today. We'll talk with a Michigan Wolverines reporter from On3, Anthony Broom, who is there in Indianapolis, get his thoughts on some of the matchups and Michigan's run to the Final Four. We talked to my good friend Matt Lazarus at ESPN Radio Arizona earlier in the week. Now we get the other side of that matchup and see some of his predictions on the way things might shake out in Indianapolis. Longhorn baseball, they suffered a setback last night, a 9-1 defeat at the hands of South Carolina in Columbia. Game just never really got going the right way for Texas. Ruger Riojas came into the day with a sub-2 ERA. That ballooned all the way up over 3.7 the way things were done. And Longhorns still have yet to lose 2 in a row this season. They'll have to fight tonight to keep that streak alive as South Carolina shows us once again just the depth right now across the SEC in college baseball, dealing Texas only its 5th loss of the season. Longhorns are 24-5 overall there, 7-3 now in conference play. No such trouble, though, for top-ranked UT softball, who got a 9-1 win at Alabama, who is ranked number 4 in the country. The Longhorns now 9-1 in SEC play, a perfect 9-0 on the road. Tegan Kavan threw all 7 innings in the circle, retired 10 of the last 11 batters that she faced. Pretty dominant win in a top 5 matchup to start that road series for the Texas softball team. But we've got lots of Final Four talk coming your way on the women's side, including some of the biggest storylines and biggest keys to this game. These two teams obviously met back in Vegas in November. Texas with a 76-65 win over this same UCLA squad. UCLA hasn't lost a game since, and the Longhorns have won their last 12 in a row coming into this tournament. They've been on this Final Four. They've been on an historically dominant stretch in this Final Four. Texas is, like I told you yesterday, only the 9th team in the history of this tournament to enter the Final Four after winning each of its first 4 NCAA tournament games by at least 20 points. The last 5 teams to do that ended up cutting down the nets. You think about Vic Schaefer, this Longhorn head coach, who has come pretty much as close as you can get to a national championship without winning one. His 2018 Mississippi State team, of course, lost to Notre Dame on Enrique Agumbawale's last-second buzzer beater. I could still hear Adam Amin's call echoing in my head. I think I was actually visiting a college at the time. I forget where I was. I think I was in a hotel room trying to see where I was going to go to college, making my decision. And that shot still sticks with me. The 100th of a second separating Vic Schaefer from becoming a national champion in Mississippi State. And who knows? Maybe he's still there today if that happens. Either way, Vic Schaefer's been on that doorstep. You think about the year before that, he led Mississippi State to that win over UConn, snapping their 111-game winning streak after winning the national title in both 2016 and 2015. That was an overtime buzzer beater, but they lost the next game, Mississippi State, to South Carolina in the national championship. So, look, it's for Vic Schaefer, this might represent his best chance of winning a national championship. For Texas, maybe their best chance since the 1986 team who won it all, the lone women's basketball national championship in Longhorn history.